This is all about pro wrestling with a AEW Dynamite review for January 20th, 2021. Let's start with the segment going into Brodie Lee Jr.'s birthday. I'll give that about 2.5 stars. Then it goes into the match with Chaos Project versus Dark Order. I'll give that about 2.5 stars. Uh, the Dark Order did win that match. At the end of the match, there was a segment. Adam was asked to join the Dark Order. I thought the segment could have been really better. I thought it uh wasn't really that good. I would give it 1 star. Then it goes into another segment with Taz, Team Taz. Darby Allin and Sting come out first. Taz says, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the segment. You can watch these videos on the AEW YouTube channel. Taz says these guys are street fighters. Taz says the ball is in your court. Darby says you want to take it to the streets. He says it just might happen. A challenge was made by Team Taz. Darby and Sting walk out together. I give that segment about 3 stars. Taz and Sting really made the segment good. I thought it could have been a little bit better. Then it goes into the match with Peter Avalon versus Cody Rhodes, and Jade comes out during the match. Cody did win the match. I'll give that about 2.5 stars. This is part one. I will upload them all together as one video. Look out for part two. This is part two of the AEW Dynamite review. Then it goes into Jon Moxley versus Nick Comoroto. During the match, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the match. There was chops from Moxley, right arms from Nick to Moxley. There was a foot used from Moxley on Nick's neck, a backbreaker from Nick, a submission hold from Nick. John bites Nick. Nick gets frustrated. Nick runs into the turnbuckle. John has some kicks, a German suplex from John, sleeper hold from John. John did win the match. Jon Moxley did win the match. I'll give it about 3 stars. Could have been a little bit better. At the end of the match, John says things are getting crazy around here. He says the Good Brothers are watching Kenny's back. John says you are making AEW more fun. More necks to break, more violence. The bigger the mountain, he will climb up the mountain. He said you can bring anyone. All roads from professional wrestling lead to me. That segment was pretty good. I'll give it about 3 stars. Then it goes into another segment with Eddie Kingston and Lance Archer comes backstage. When Eddie Kingston is speaking, Jake the Snake is also there, and he says there is at the end he says to Eddie Kingston, he says bite me. I'll give that segment about 3 stars. Thought it could have been a little bit better. This is part two. Look out for part three. This is all about pro wrestling with the final part to the AEW Dynamite review. Then it goes into the segment with Kenny Omega and Don Callis. Kenny asks Don Callis, what's on your face? He says he had an accident. Kenny wants to know who did this. Don doesn't want him to lose focus. Don says Nick and Matt did it. I give that segment about 2.5 stars. I thought it could have been a little bit better. Then it goes into the next match. Matt Sydal and Top Flight versus Matt Hardy and the Private Party. Matt Hardy and the Private Party did win. I give that 3.5 stars. Then it goes into another segment. MJF says Chris is the leader. What he says goes. MJF says we have been doing this for months. He respects Sammy for his opinion. He is not a sociopath. Let's finish this match and get it over with. I'll give that about 2.5 stars. I thought it could have been a little bit better. Then it goes into another match. Layla Hirsch versus Penelope Ford. Penelope did win. I give that 2.5 stars. Thought the match could have been a little bit better. Then it goes into the last match, Chris Jericho and MJF versus Santana and Ortiz versus Sammy and Jake Hager. Chris Jericho and MJF did win that match. I'll give that about 3.5 stars. I'm going to rate the show 1 through 5. I'll give the show about 2.5 to 3 stars. I thought the show could have been a little bit better. I would say they should make some changes to the matches that they do book and the people that is on the show. I think we should see more of Pac. Pac is a good wrestler. Eddie Kingston, more Brian Cage, Gold Dust. I think it's time for the Gun Club to be on the AEW Wednesday night show, Billy Gunn, and I think that'll make the show a little bit better. Thank you for my subscribers. Thank you for those who are new coming in to listen. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you like the video, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the notification bell. I will be uploading a number of videos before SmackDown airs. Look out for that. We'll do a WWE SmackDown review after SmackDown concludes. Look out for that. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. Email. If you have any ideas for a video, you can leave that in the comment section or send an email. Thank you again. See you next time.